Okay, so tell us your name, where you're from, why you're here.
I'm Chad Clark from Sacramento, and I'm just concerned that the WTO has too much power. Our government has a lot of power, but then the WTO can do things that change our laws without us having influence through any elected officials.
So were you at the protest yesterday?
Yeah, I was wandering around there just talking to people and stuff. I had my fireman coat on here and my gas mask and my helmet.
And what happened? Why do you have a Band-Aid on your face?
It's because one of the riot police shot me in the head with a canister from his grenade launcher thing. So
How close a range was that?
it was about 50 feet away after they had stopped coming forward, and I was retreating, putting another earplug in my other ear because there were more like flashbangs in the air than there were people in the whole intersection. I was putting this thing in my ear and walking away. I was like 50 feet away after they had stopped advancing, and I looked to make sure they weren't still coming. You know, I wanted to walk away instead of run, risk tripping and stuff like that. So I just looked at him, and this guy had his cannon pointed right at me. He shot me right in the face, deliberately.
Were you doing anything violent, anything like that?
No, I haven't done anything violent my whole trip here. I haven't even chanted with protesters. I just walked around, talked to people, put up a peace sign sometimes, and I get shot in the head for that.
Do you believe the First Amendment was broken?
Well, I believe it wasn't encouraged for us to speak freely. Do you want to see the mask? That's what the lens is supposed to look like, and I don't believe. Well, this is what that side looks like. Got some bloody glass in here. So I can open out.
Did you think perhaps you were blinded?
At first, I didn't know I could. I knew I could see out of one eye. I knew that, and I knew I could walk. And after a couple steps away from the riot police, I just hollered for a medic, and someone grabbed me by the elbow, and we just went away. And after a few moments, I knew for sure that the glass was broken because I could see that it was broken. That's about all I could do from that eye. I could just tell that it was broken, and they just took me off. And after a few minutes, I found a medic, and we still had to. I actually had to run for cover from these explosive devices they were shooting in the air, or throwing, or whatever. I had to run for cover. I got separated from the medic who was helping me. I just had to run. I had to duck behind a building as these riot cops were running with.
This is pretty interesting. Every direction is all boarded up.
It's all boarded up.
For doctors, nurses who protect my life. I'll pay my debt for all engaged repairing road and sewer. I'll pay my debt for social servants helping out the poor. I'll even pay my debt for bureaucrats with no regret. But I object to paying debt for interest on debt. Now, if the debt doesn't grow and there's no interest and all payments go against principal, we eventually get out of debt. So the problem is interest rates, and that's why the Bible condemns interest and not debt. So we're here to try and get Bill Gates to build an interest-free internet banking system, and that's what we're asking for. Abolish the interest rates, the growth of debt, and debt becomes no problem.
You're the head of the march. Come on.